I'm ready for. Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oh, my goodness. Um, I was being a goofball a little bit before we started. And I didn't realize that we were going live as I was being a goofball. Anyways, good morning, everybody. I hope you are all doing well today. Welcome to Bella Crafts Live. If you are new to us, my name is Lisa Rojas, and my business partner and friend, Ann Butler. There you go.
It's
I
like,
remembered. We own Bella Crafts Publishing, and what we do is we put out a craft magazine 4 times a year. It's a free magazine. It's digital. You can download it on all of your, devices. Absolutely free. So all you need to do is just go to our website and sign up. So while I'm doing my live, Anne is going to put all the links in for me for all the things that I'm talking about. So then that way you'll know where to go. So, Anne, do you want to tell them about our ebooks also?
okay, so we have the free magazine. We also do ebooks in order to pay the bills. Hi, Penny.
Yeah, good morning,
And
Penny.
our ebooks are on our website. You can click ebooks, and there's a drop down menu. We have 4 ebooks with Eileen Hall. We have some um, ebooks on rope crafts. I can't even say it. Rope baskets, which are making a huge popular trend. I mean, I'm even seeing them in the home decor stores. So
Yeah.
might want to check those out. And we have a Christmas book with Joe Pearson, 103 Christmas Crafts, that you must check out because it is fabulous and she is wonderful. And we have others. And you can, like I said, just click on the ebooks. A drop down menu will come, and then you'll go to the landing pages that tells you about each one of those ebooks. We do have some that are print on demand, and those say print books, so you can check that out also. We don't make them all print on demand because printing on demand is very expensive, because it's one book being printed here and there. So it's not cost effective, but we're working on a way to make that a little bit more cost effective for you guys. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. For those of you that love just the absolute,
Like
joy
me.
of, and me, I mean, and that's so funny because you and I both love books that we can open, but we do digital,
I
you
know.
know.
I
But
know.
that's because we're in the times. Everything's digital now, you
It
know.
is. It is. Although I do order every single one as a print copy just so I can check it, make sure everything's good. Plus,
Yeah.
then I have that hard copy, which I love.
Right. Good morning, Becca.
Hi,
Yeah,
Becca.
and if we would have, I mean, a couple of the books are like 150 pages, and to
Like
have those,
One of Eileen's books,
yeah,
it cost us $39 to purchase.
yeah,
So that's without any, upsell, anything. Just that's what it cost. And I actually don't have that because I did give it to Eileen, but she needed it. It's good.
yeah. Okay, I'm reading comments. Yes, 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 Penny. Yes, just opening them are just so awesome. Oh, that's right. That's right, Becca. I forgot. Afternoon for those of you that are, 3 hours ahead
Or 2 hours
or
ahead.
two. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because then that would be. I need sleep. But anyways, okay. So I'm excited because once again we're using Anne's products and absolutely love doing that. Um, Today I'm continuing. Good morning, Bonnie. I'm continuing the Christmas in July thing that we did like from Stamp Pen just last week.
Yep.
So I wanted to create something with Anne's products that is quick and easy to do as far as a card. And it's awesome too because the card actually will stand and you can see the actual ornament inside. So this is what we are creating today.
That is so much fun.
It's a shaker card. And as I said, the card itself will sit and then, you can keep it on display. But so much fun to use. We're doing Ann's templates from Rhinestone Genie, which, I absolutely love because they're just so cool. And then also her ornament builders. So let me show you. This is some of the products that I'm using. Okay, so I'm using this ornament builder from Ann. And I decided to use the plaid. Wrong side. There we go.
Everything's opposite for us on camera. So
I know, and it's so weird because I'm constantly getting confused, which doesn't take much. So, anyways, I used this, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It is so fun, and the cool thing about Ann's stamps, and I have said this a million times, that we've done when we've been working with her stamps, is that there is zero lip around them. And what that means is you can take the stamps and you'll see that, these stamps have 3 different elements to them, but you can take them and put them together and there's no lip. So you're not going to have any white circle or anything around or in between. And that's one of the great things about all of her stamps because they're just, so fun because, you can create multiple patterns with this. There's 3 different patterns in here, but you can mix those all up and create, all kinds of different types. And then also what I used was, and this one is called Ornament Builders, and this is set 1, right, Ann?
Does it say set 1? I have mine here too. Let me look.
Yeah, set 1. Okay, so this is set 1. She has a couple of them. A couple of different ones of these, and I didn't pull mine out. So
I pulled mine out. I'll show them during mine.
Okay, cool. And then I also used More Sparkle, Less Stress. These sentiments that Ann has done for Unity, and these are just so cool. So cool. And actually, the stamp just fits perfectly. The one that I use fits perfectly in that space. And I'm going to show you how to use that when I put my camera down. And then also Rhinestone Genie. We're going to be doing Rhinestone Genie today. And Ann created these templates. There's actually 4 in this one. But I have my other one pulled out to use. So she's got all kinds of different styles of templates. So, Ann, you want to tell them a little bit more about your templates?
Sure. I have them here. So
good.
So I have several different styles. So this is one of the first ones I made because it went with my 1-inch stamps from Unity. So this will create rhinestone quilts for cards or for quilting, for pillows, whatever. So all of these are fit the 1-inch stamps for Unity. And this one fits the 2-inch stamps for Unity. So this will fit, like part of it's a 4-inch card. So you'd make like a 4.5-inch card and that would go on there. And then of course, there's tags, one of my favorite because I do so many tags.
I love the tags.
There's squares.
I use
these are all for like card making. Circles. So they fit a lot of the templates, the nested templates that are out there. Rectangles. And if it's not exactly what you want, you can tape off a section to just do part of it.
Yeah, which we have both shown
how
to do that. So that's pretty cool.
And then ovals.
Yeah.
So these are on my website. I will put a link in here when Lisa is doing her project. And if you purchase, you actually get your choice of one of mine. You get an alphabet set. You get 3 sheets of the transfer tape,
Yep.
like this size, and that's reusable several times. A package of rhinestones, which goes a long ways,
Yes.
and the brush. So the only thing you need is a tray, which you pick up at the dollar store.
Right. Right. So I'm going to show you how to use all of that, and it's so much fun to do. So I am going to get started so I can show you how to create this really cool shaker card. Yes, Becca, I'm doing the shaker card today. Shaker cards are, or not a card, shaker ornament is what I should say. But anytime that I'm doing a card, I wanted to do something, I wanted to pop up or pop out or
Move.
pull or shake, I just want it to be fun. So this is a really fun project to do. So I am going to put my camera down, and then
And
we're
while
going to
she is doing her demo, I will put some links in here for you guys. And after she switches her camera, I will move
there we
out.
go. Okay. And then also let me plug my iron in because it doesn't take much to heat up. And it gets really, really hot. All right, let me do that real quick. There we go. I didn't want to do that ahead of time because it gets really, really hot, and I'm afraid I'm going to burn my arm or something, which is totally typical. Okay, so let me show you one more time. This is what we are creating today, and you can actually pull the ornament. Okay, you can take the bottom. Oh, I taped mine. Sorry about that. I went ahead and taped the bottom on mine, but you don't have to. You can leave it, and that way you can create this to go flat. So it'll go completely flat for mailing, which is, really important. But you can also pull the ornament out. So, you can put it on your tree or, hang it on your wall or whatever you want to do with it. So
that makes it so cool.
I know. I absolutely love doing shakers and stuff. And as I said, with this, you just don't tape this bottom part unless it's going to be for you. But if you're going to mail it, then it'll lay completely flat. Okay, so let me set all this off to the side. There we go. And then I'm going to show you what I did to create this. Okay, so don't worry about measurements or anything like that, because when I do my lives, I always do a blog post that I post on Sundays of the project that I created for my live. So that will have step-by-step instructions with written out, written out instructions and step-by-step photos and all of that. Okay, so no worries if, you don't catch all of the measurements and stuff that I'm using today. All right, so what you're going to do to start for your card, okay, you're going to cut this. This is actually 11, or is it 12? No, I can't remember. Okay, 5.5. Oh, I need my long one. All right, just for the base. So yes, so it's 5.5 by 11. Okay, and then this is 5.5 by 4. And this piece will go inside. Okay, so you're going to want to use double-sided paper for this. I absolutely loved this paper pack that I had bought, but the double side had little cards on it, so it wouldn't have worked, on the inside. So what I did was I just went ahead and photocopied the paper so I could do it for you guys so you could see. Okay, so 5.5 by 11. And then what you're going to do is you're going to score an inch on each side, and that's going to be your fold for the bottom. All right, so you've got one there and one there. And then, of course, you're going to fold it in the middle. And that's what creates your card base. And then what you're going to do, see, you've got that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece and put it inside. Okay, we're going to glue that inside. Whoops, I forgot to open my glue. All right, let me do that real quick. Get the gunk out of it. Okay. So you're going to take the second piece of pattern paper, and then we're going to put this on the inside. And that way, when your ornament is hanging, if you don't have double-sided paper, you know, this is the way to do it so your ornament can hang. I need to scoot that down a little bit. So you've got a backing for your ornament when you get it done. Oh, it's too close. See, this is one of the reasons why I love using glue, because I can move this really fast if I need to, if I don't get it set right where I want it. Okay, so we've got that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut a slit in each piece of this. You're going to just eyeball where the center is, and you don't want to cut it all the way to the fold. Okay, we're just going to cut it. You're going to leave about, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch from your fold, and you're going to do that on both sides of your paper. Okay, so when you cut your other one, you can also do it like this, put it together, and then just cut them both at once. Okay, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Or you can do it one at a time. All right, and then that is what creates your card base. Okay, because you're going to fold those in. Come on. There we go. Okay, so you're going to fold those just like this. And then that's what creates your base. So super easy to do. And as I said, if you're going to mail it, then don't glue this part down, because then that way you can lay it flat and send it off. All right, so I'm going to set that to the side for right now because we don't need it. And then now I'm going to show you the other stuff that you're going to need to create the ornament. Okay, so for the ornament, let me put that in there real quick. All right, you're going to need white cardstock, a color cardstock, okay, a pattern paper, and then also, let me see if I have this out already. I think I put it away. Dang it. Okay, this is from Thermoweb, and it is their double-sided foam sheets is what I used to create the shaker. So this is just to put all of your layers together. So you're going to die cut all of these. And again, I'm going to have the dimensions in the instructions. So you're going to die cut all of them. And then you also need to, you need a window plastic for your ornament. Okay. So now this right here, you don't need 2 pieces for this. But what I did was I cut this one first because this is the one I was going to use. And then I decided that I didn't like it plain. So I cut it from the pattern paper, but I didn't want to just waste it. So I thought, well, I'm just going to adhere it to underneath there. And then that way it'll just give your ornament a little bit more stability. Okay, so one of the pieces, like your back piece here, this is going to be your back piece, but it's not going to show because we're going to cover that with a blue. But for this piece, you want to use either a lightweight chip or a really heavy cardstock. Okay. And that's just to give it a little bit more stability. So either way of how you want to do it. All right. So you're going to cut all of this out. And I'm going to set this all aside for now. And I'm going to show you how to stamp this up. All right. Grab my ink pad here. Okay. So I've got my Misty, and you don't actually need a Misty to do this. That is one of the fabulous things about Ann stamps, because as I said, most stamps will come with a lip. Okay. Well, no, all stamps come with the lip. They're either clear or cling or whatever. They all have about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch lip that goes around them. These do not. As you can see, they piece together like this. Now, I don't have the center piece in there, but I'll show you that in a sec. Okay, so they piece together just like that. So there's no white outline, which is perfect. All right, so what we're going to do here is this one piece of cardstock. This is what you're going to stamp on. Okay, so let me grab. Okay, so this is the other piece of Ann's ornament. And I'm going to put it out here like this so you can see it really well. Okay, you see how that all just butts together? It's just perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is I want to lay this onto my little white circle here. Okay, and I am going to put the center piece in there for now, but I'm not going to actually use it. Okay, so we want that, and then I'm going to put this other piece down here. Here we go. Okay, so then you're going to take your Misty, and then it'll stick. Now, as I said, you don't need a Misty. You can do this right on an acrylic block. You can do it just as easily. I just happen to like using my Misty, so that's what I used. Okay, so now what you might want to do, and this is totally up to you, but you might want to put a little tab of adhesive on the back of this, so then that way it doesn't shift. But what we're going to do here is I don't want this centerpiece, right? So I'm going to pull the centerpiece out, because these are the two pieces that I want, because I want my sentiment to go right in the center there. So let me double check and make sure, there we go, that we are right on the money. Okay, yep. And we are. And then you're going to ink your stamps up. I'm using the Apple Mint from Gina K. Okay, so you're going to ink that up and then lay it back and press. And then that's how you get the first part of your image. So now for the second part, this is the sentiment that I'm using. And again, I'm going to put this in the center here. Just like that. And then I'm going to remove these two pieces. Okay, make sure that nothing has moved. Whoops, I just moved it just a smidge there. Okay, and then we're going to take a black ink pad, also Gina K's. And then we're going to stamp up that sentiment image for the middle there. Okay, so we're going to put that down. And press again. And now you have the middle of your shaker card. And you see how easy that is? It's just fabulous to use. All right, so I'm going to set this off to the side since I don't need it. Okay, and move my stamp pads here out of the way. Okay, so now that you've got this stamped, now you're ready to put all of your layers together. Okay, so this, as I said, is the foam sheets, and they have double-sided adhesive on both sides. Well, double-sided, duh. Okay, so then for the rest, we're just going to glue these together. And again, I always say this, you want to, take the time to, make sure that you've got enough glue and stuff on there. I'm just doing it in a hurry, so we're not here all day. Okay, so we're going to adhere that. And as I said, you do not need this piece. It was just something that I didn't want to throw away. So I just added it to the back because I really like the pattern better. I thought it was much cuter. Okay, so we're going to set that one to the side for a minute. And now we're going to put this stuff together. Okay, so this is for your back. So we're going to start with these for your back. Okay, and just glue that together there. And then you have an extra piece of cardstock here that I've also cut out to also give it a little bit more thickness. Okay, so now we're going to take the sentiment, and that's going to go right in the center of your back here. Okay, that looks good. All right, and then now we're just going to piece this stuff together. Okay, so we're going to lay the first one down. And this one you want to take your time on because you want to make sure that your circles are all straight. Okay, because the foam tape will shift a little. So you have to, just make sure that you get it on there correctly. So now we're going to, apply the second piece of foam. And this is such an easy way to create a shaker without using foam core board. I mean, this is just a fabulous way to do it. Because it fits so nicely all together. And because, you've got your adhesive down, your beads or whatever that you're going to put in the center are not going to fall out. So this is a really cool way to do shakers. I'm old school and I use foam core board a lot, but this is a little tip that Ann had showed me that I was like, oh, I'm loving that. Okay, so now I'm going to add this last little piece here. And then I've got my layers and everything all set and ready to go. Okay, so, before I do that, I forgot one thing. You're going to cut a piece of ribbon for your hanger. And I'm just going to glue those ends there real quick. There we go. All right. And then I just want to make sure that that's a little long. So I'm going to just trim it just a smidge. And then what I should have done or should have told you was to put it in your layers before, but no worries. Before you put your back on, okay, so do this in the future. Before you put your back on, then adhere your hanger in there. So otherwise, if you are making them and you do forget, like I just did, then, no worries. You can just add it to the back. You can adhere it to the back. So either way, it's going to hang. It's not a big deal. Oops. All right. So there we go. Now we've got that done. I'm going to set that off to the side. All right. So all we have left now is the front and then the piece of window plastic. So now I'm going to show you how to use the rhinestone genie. This is what Ann was talking about as far as getting a sheet to work on top of. Okay. So as you can see, these are magnets. Okay. The template. And so when you lay it down, it sticks to the cookie sheet. My brain is just not working today, guys. Sorry. Oh. Okay, so you're going to lay that down onto your cookie sheet, and then you're going to take your rhinestones. Now, I have a big bag here, and obviously you don't need all of this, but I just have lots of them, and because I use them a lot. Okay, so you're just going to pour some on top of the template there, and then you're going to take the brush, and you're going to go around and push your rhinestones all around until every single one of these holes are filled. And as you can see, it doesn't take much time. I've got this one here that is just being a tad bit difficult, but there we go. All right. So once you swirl those all around, you can see they're all inside the holes. So it doesn't take only but a few seconds. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take all of your excess and you're going to scooch this off to the side. Okay, because you don't want this to get in the middle of your adhesive and all of that. Okay, so we're going to just move all of this over. And then once I have that all over and out of my way, my rhinestones are all set inside my template here. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to use this adhesive sheet. Okay, so we're going to peel the top off of this. There we go. And hang on to your backing, okay? Don't throw your backing away because you can reuse this on paper up to about 10 or 12 times. Okay, so these are all reusable. So don't throw your backing away. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your adhesive and you're going to just go straight down on top of your template. You don't want to hesitate and hover over it because if you do, your rhinestones might pop out of the template and stick to this before you want it to. So we don't want to do that. Okay. So I'm just going to lay it down. And I just did what I told you not to do. Dang it. All right. We got to start again. Well, I cannot believe I just did that. But that's what I get. I wasn't paying attention. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little thing here and I'm going to scrape my rhinestones off because I'm not going to throw this adhesive away because I made a mistake. Because like I said, you can use it, multiple times. So I'm going to hang on to it and use it again. And of course, this is always, there's always something going on when you're doing a live. So this is just my boo-boo for the day. And I am not the least bit concerned because as you can see, if you do this like I just did, You're just going to lay this back on top of your backing here. And then we're going to do this again. Since I pulled up so many of my rhinestones. All right. So once again, I told you guys I really need to sleep. I've had insomnia for the last 3 nights and I'm just really beat. So my brain's not working well. And it's morning time for me. So you guys all know me, I don't do well in the mornings. All right, so we're going to try this again. I got to make sure that all my holes are filled. I got one left there. But isn't this just a cool way to add rhinestones to your projects? I mean, before we had to do them one at a time, and that's such a pain. Or you can, go ahead and buy the rhinestones that already have adhesive on them, already have the designs, but those are expensive. So, all right. So now we're going to try this one more time. All right. So pull the backing off, and then we're going to lay the sheet right down on top. Okay. So then I'm going to just take my finger and go around because I want to make sure that when I pull my adhesive up, that all of my rhinestones are going to come with it. All right, so we're going to pull that up. There we go. I'm going to move this out of the way. And what I like to do, now this is just something that I do. Ann does not do this. This is just something that I do that I have found is easiest for me. So I lay it back down on my backing, and then I just take my finger and just go back over my rhinestones. Okay? Because sometimes when you go to pull them up, it goes sideways. And so you want to make sure that they're all flat. So this I have found for me works easiest if I do this. So now I've got them all down, and then I'm going to pull my backing off once again. Okay, so now we're ready to iron this on top of our front ring to our ornament. Okay, now for this, I don't do this for any other time that I've used it, but for this project, because my circles here are right on the edge, let me show you what I do with the finished one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you'll know what I'm talking about. As you can see, they're right on the edge of my circle here. Okay, so what I did to make sure that I got them centered right is I just laid my template down on top of that ring and made sure that I had it all straight. And then I just marked it with my pencil. And that, to me, I found to be the easiest way because, as I said, they're right on the edge there. So I just want to make sure that I get them on there as best I can. Now, that's just a little tip for you. You don't have to do that. But I found it a lot easier. So then what I'm going to do now is lay this down right on top of my circle. There we go. And make sure that we're all sticking on. Okay. So if you need to, you can move them up a little bit. If you don't quite get it centered, which again, this is my second boo-boo of the day. I did that and I still didn't get it centered. All right. I'm going to peel it off and try it one more time. I'm having problems today, ladies. All right, let's try this again. Well, jeez. All right. I hope you guys are all giggling now because you're watching Lisa make a fool of herself. Oh my gosh. All right, let's try this one more time. Make sure that I get this little sucker on there right. Okay, so I'm going to again. Oh, geez. Geez, and it's one of those days, I'm telling you right now.
Try laying the rhinestones down and putting the circle on.
Oh, that's an idea, huh? Okay, there we go.
There you go.
All right. So,
breathe.
Yeah, right. Okay, but that is an excellent idea to lay the template down on top. Right? Isn't that what
if
you
you're
meant?
having issues.
I am having issues today. It's one of those days. All right. So, there we go. It's on. I'm not messing with it anymore. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take a nice hot dry iron and you're going to lay it down. You want to just go up and down, okay? Don't move it back and forth because if you do, you're going to shift your rhinestones. So you're going to put it on each section for about 15 or so seconds, okay? Because you want to make sure that the adhesive that's on the back of these rhinestones melts and then sticks to your circle. Okay, so we're going to put this one down again. Okay, and then I'm just going to do it one more time just to make sure. Okay, now let's try and lift this and hopefully I got them all melted. Now, when you're pulling up, you want to take it slow. Nope, I didn't get those edges. You want to take it slow when you're pulling it up to make sure that your rhinestones are not coming up with your adhesive. Okay, so if you do find when you go to pull it up that you missed some or some didn't heat, then you just want to lay it back down, reheat it, and then try again. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. One more time over here. All right, now we're going to try again. There we go. Okay, so we're going to lift this edge. There we go. Okay, and then you're just going to start pulling off. And as I said, if some come up when you're pulling, don't worry. Just lay it back down. See, I've got one right there. So I'm just going to lay it down real quick and just get this one over here. Make sure I get that good. Okay. And then just pull it up. And then if you do find that, you got it, one didn't, stick really well or whatever, or pops off, then what you can do, if it's just like one or two, just take a little bit of adhesive, a little bit of glue and just put it down and then put your rhinestones down like that. Okay. But this is just such a fabulous way to add multiple rhinestones to your projects. All right. So as I said, I'm saving this because I can reuse it. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And then I'm going to move this real quick. and take all of my rhinestones I got going here. And we're going to take these and just pour them all right back in. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to get all of this stuff out of the way. Okay. So now when you're to this point, what you want to do now is take your plastic, your window plastic, and you're going to glue this right on top of your top layer, on the back of your top layer. And you do want to make sure, when you put your window plastic on, you do want to make sure that you definitely make sure that it is sealed good, okay? So then that way, any of the goodies that you put inside are not going to slip out, because we don't want that. Okay, so now we've got our top piece. So now we're ready to put in some pretties. So I just took some micro beads that I had. And this is, a little bit of glitter. It's just kind of a mixture of fun stuff. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. And then pour some of these. Let's take that whole cap off there. Okay, just add a little bit of those. Okay. And now we're ready to do this last piece. So we're going to pull this off. Oh, that's right. This is the cardstock. We don't have to pull it off. We're just going to glue. I forgot. All right. So glue it all the way around. And again, because this is cardstock going on to plastic, you do want to make sure that you get this piece also down tight. Okay, so we're going to lay that on. There we go. Now, you could do it a different way, where if you don't want to glue that the top piece to the cardstock circle, then put your cardstock circle in between your foam circles, and then all you have to do is just peel that off and then glue it on. But this is going to work just fine. So now we have got our little shaker ornament. Isn't that adorable? It's so pretty. And I wanted to do something, a little bit different with colors, instead of, red and white, or, the dark blues for, snowman and stuff. So that's why I decided to go with really light, pretty colors for my papers. So there's your ornament. There you go. And then the last thing that you're going to do, now what you can do here is, and this is going to be totally up to you. I took some blue ink. This is my powder blue, okay, from Gina K. And then I just brushed it on really quick. Let me do that real fast. There we go. Okay. So, and of course I've got my Pink and Main blenders brushes, because I love those. And I like to go, like Ann does the same thing with this. That's how you can tell we're old school crafters. But I always start off of my paper and move in. And I just added just a tad around my circle here, just to give it a little bit more of a pop. And just to have a chance to use my fun blender brushes. I love these brushes. All right, so we're going to add a little bit more here. There we go. Okay. So then, and those of you that have not seen these brushes before, these work perfect because they don't hurt your hands when you're using them. But I also love it that it has its own housing unit. So what you do now, see, I'm going to wash mine and get it all cleaned up, after I'm done. But then I just pop it into my little housing unit here, and then it keeps my brushes clean and stable so the bristles don't get all mushed. Okay, because you don't want mushed. All right, so the last thing that you're going to do to finish off your card, you're going to take, hey, let me grab my pad here because I don't want to cut on my paper. So let me grab my mat real quick. Okay, so what you're going to do here on your fold line, just find the center, which is right about here, and you're just going to put a tiny, tiny cut into this, okay? Like maybe, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch at the most. Because if you cut it too big, then your ornament is just going to slide right off, and we don't want that. Okay, so got my slit in there. Make sure that it's nice. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to take my ornament. Make sure that it's facing the right way. Let me move this out of my way here. Okay, and then you're just going to take something, that'll, whatever works for you, and you're just going to poke that top of your ornament through and then just pull it. And then once you have it pulled, then you can fuss with it and, make sure that the ribbons are all straight and pretty and all of that. Okay. And then the last thing is you just going to put the folds together like I showed you earlier, and either tape them down or leave them if you're going to mail. Okay, I want to pull that down just a smidge. But there you go. And there's the fun ornament. And then the last thing that I did was I just added a bow to the top here. So isn't that cute? And it's really quick and easy to do. I mean, I would have been done a lot faster if I wasn't having issues getting my rhinestones on, but that was user error. So I just think that this is just a cute way to send a Christmas card, and you've got a little tiny extra little gift inside of it, just to kind of give it a little bit more, make it a little bit more fun. But I hope you guys try that. They are so much fun to make. And because, you're not using foam core, when you're using that double adhesive foam tape, it works perfect. So you don't have to mess with cutting the foam core, especially when you're trying to do it in the shape, because it's just really hard. This just makes it quick and easy. And I just love that.
I love the colors.
Yeah, thank you. And what you can do too is you can just add a little bit of adhesive back here, like just a tiny bit of runner tape. You don't want anything hard, but just so if you want it to stay settled, stay in one spot, then just add a little bit of adhesive to the back of your paper there, and then your ornament will stick to the back. But I like mine to hang, so it does that. But isn't that fun? I love it, love it, love it. All right. And so you talk while I change.
It is so cute. It turned out adorable.
Yep, like I said, if I wasn't having issues with
Well, we all have those. And unfortunately, it happens a lot on a live. I mean, you're live. Yep. What do you do? So
you roll with it.
It was totally fine though, because you showed people how you just
go back and fix
it back up. You just do it again. It's all good.
It is, and super, super easy. you do want to, and I didn't mention this, but you do want to remove that adhesive when you're pulling your rhinestones up. When you're working with paper, you want to do that when the rhinestones are still warm, when your tape is still warm.
Yes.
So that way, when you go to lay it onto your project, it doesn't stick on your paper. Okay. So that's a tip that's kind of important.
Very important.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter with fabric because it's going to peel right off.
Right.
But with paper, because it's an adhesive, yes, it
yeah. But you know what?
Rip your paper if you're not really careful too.
Yeah. I have not had, I think one time was the only time in all the times that I've used this where I, pulled up a piece of my pattern paper or whatever I was using.
Yep. It can happen.
Yeah. But again, that's what embellishments are for.
It is. Totally.
You slap something pretty on top and you're done.
Yep.
So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, quick and easy, but just a cute way to send a card, to somebody that you're thinking about for the holidays. I know they're, a little bit away, but it's never too early to start your Christmas cards and all of that.
Especially if you're hand making them.
Exactly.
You don't want to be stressing out the second week in December.
Yes.
Making all your cards. I mean, at least if you do it now, you can try different cards and you can pick out the one you like and settle on it and just make them leisurely. That's just more fun. Yeah, and you can leave your stuff out, I mean, it doesn't take up a lot of space, even if you don't have a dedicated craft room.
Right.
If you're just making cards, it doesn't take up that much space.
No, and I'll tell you, what makes that much easier, like you do, and I do with my paper plates, but you put your stuff, everything that Ann does, and I do this with paper plates. So everything that we do for a project, all of the products that we're using for that project, we put on, mine's on a paper plate and uses a sheet. And then you could just take that and set it off to the side. And then when you're ready to work on it again, you pull it out and it's just a sheet. So
yeah, I got these really cool, they were from a hospital, but they're trays that the food was delivered on.
Exactly.
And I think I have about 12 of them. And I mean, it's like a cookie sheet, so everything fits inside there and I'm able to stick it under my counter so it's out of the way, pull it out when I want to use it. It just makes it easy.
It does. It does. And especially, like with me, I don't have a whole lot of table space. So, it makes it much easier for me to do something like that. So I can set it under my table or whatever, and
make everything look clean if you have company.
Exactly. Exactly. Or at least try to pretend. Oh, geez. There goes my alarm. Okay, so that is it for me today, guys. Ann is going to be back in about 1 hour, and she's going to show you some other fabulous things to do.
Right? I will be back, and I will be using my stamps from Unity and doing Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you some techniques and some cards.
Awesome. Yeah, I just love the way the ornament builders just fit all together. I think that, well, like I told you when we talked about your original plan years ago, that it was genius, just genius. So come back and visit us in an hour, guys. Ann's going to, show you some cool stuff too. And until then, always remember to take some time to craft because it's good for your soul.
Good for your soul.
It really is. All right, you guys take care and we will see you. Hopefully we'll see you back in an hour.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Bye.
We'll see you.